good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe!
Heyo and welcome to Weekly Tips. We're putting some sense in your tip jar. Welcome today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel. And we're going to be drawing a common skink. So let's go dive into this and draw this common skink. So once I found all my reference material of the common skink, I then go start drawing the top view. Because this is, for this type of animal, this is kind of the easiest angle to go for. It's flat on your back. Quite like the spider, you know, it's got all the body parts laid out to you like that, and you know where they are and you know where they fit. Now I do struggle here a little bit with the feet, making them the right size, whether they're too big or too small. Same with the head size and the length of the head. Those little proportions that I do, I guess, fail at a few times before I get them right. And it's just a thing that you'll have to kind of do, where one technique I do use is I draw, say, everything at once, and then each time I redraw it, I get better at drawing the next thing. For instance, I draw it all, and I might fail at the legs, and then I try it again, and this time I've got the legs a little bit better, and just crossing things off your list. Then I go to a kind of side view. This one here, he's rearing up a little bit, which is kind of good for a side view because it gives you see a little bit more of his body and how things work. Again, struggling with the feet and the head and all those things again, but you know, you just play around, you do a bit of learning, I did a bit of splicing there where I do cut off the leg and move it. You can do that digitally, you can't really do that traditionally. You could try maybe by copying, tracing, by tracing it and moving it, but you might as well just redraw the whole thing and take note. And with digital, you can just do that. You can just move the legs to a better position rather than having to fully draw it again. But you do still have to draw it again, because even though you moved it to the right position, it might be the wrong angle, and there's a thing going on. It's just kind of a placeholder to fix it up. And sometimes I do that in my work. You can see me moving again, splicing again, moving around the body parts and things like that. To fix things up, and I do that every now and again, and it's all just placeholder. I use it and then I drop the opacity and draw over the whole thing, so I'm drawing it again. It's just a placeholder to help me when I do draw, and even sometimes I start fresh, you know. I might say this drawing is not going so good and start completely fresh, you know. Just scratch the drawing in the end. Sometimes I do that. It depends on the subject and what's going on with the drawing. If it's completely bad or if it's actually not so bad that I can just kind of fix it a little bit and redo it from there. But if I want to stay away from my drawing here, I completely just get rid of it and start again. Because sometimes, yeah, you do just want to start again. This is a more three-quarter view now, which is cool. You know, you go your front view, side view, and then, yeah, three-quarter view, and that will help you kind of fully understand this creature. Now for skink, because they're quite, they don't have a lot going on, you know, with their bodies and everything. They're just pretty much similar to like a snake with legs, you know. So they don't have a lot going on with their bodies. They don't have like anything sticking out like antlers, more limbs, or and nothing too interesting going on with them. They are interesting creatures, but they don't have a lot going for them. They've got their arms, which is the big thing, so it gives you time to focus on those things that they do have. So you can focus on their legs a little bit more, and their body. So if you focus on those two things, it makes it much more simpler. Then from there, I do something more interesting. Now as a kid, I had one of these animals, and I was like, yeah, I gotta draw this because, you know, um, I had a skink back in the day, and it was a common skink, or known as a garden skink as well, I think. Um, don't quote me on that, but I think they are called garden skinks as well, but the common skinks. Now my one was quite small. It's probably actually a little bit smaller than what that guy's got in his hand. There. Yeah, quite small, and he had an interesting life and interesting personality, which is good to watch. He would always like hide under things, and he wouldn't eat anything unless it was alive. It had to be alive so he could have that hunt. And it was interesting watching him hunt for things, and sometimes I made mistakes and put some food that was a bit big for him. I think I had praying mantis one time. I was like, no, I got rid of it eventually because it was too big for him. Um, Eventually, like a daddy long legs family living in his living space. Um, so that was good too. So they gave him a little bit of food when he wanted it too. Just, but yeah, he coexisted with some spiders in there as well. Um, but yeah, he was a lot of fun. And it's always fun drawing them as well. If I could, um, go back and just sit there and draw him, I would. Um, because yeah, there was moments where I was just sitting and things like that. And it's good if you do have a pet lizard or a pet. If they do just sit there and or sleep or whatever, it's good to just draw them every now and again. Um, it's always a bit of learning. Hopefully, yeah, you took something away from this. Um, as usual, draw them in those angles first. Understand the proportions. With this animal, because it's quite simplish. It's basically a snake with legs in a way. Um, it didn't have a lot of body parts going on. Its legs can get a bit tricky, and its feet. So focus on those first, I reckon, because they are quite interesting and can be a little bit difficult, but once you understand, how many toes they have and where they go, how they fit in, it makes it much more simple, and you focus on them, get those right. The rest of the body is quite simple. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to comment if you enjoy this video. If you drawed along with me or anything like that, I'd love to know. Thanks for joining me. Keep drawing, and see you in the next video.